Hi, I'm Marlo from Wild Food UK, out foraging again. It's the 15th of November and we found lots of mushrooms today, but there's one here that's only ever made it into clips, into my longer videos, and it's one of the very best late autumn and winter edibles, so I thought it was about time it got a video of its own. So come on down here, let's look at our Meadow Waxcap in all stages of growth, starting with this beautiful little orange button growing out the grass and the moss there. Now most the hygroscibes, most of them do grow in grassland. There are some hygrophorus members of the waxcap family, if you like, and they grow in woodland. The grassland species, it was thought that they were just all like saprotrophic on the roots of the grass, but now there's some evidence apparently that they might build a relationship with moss, and there's certainly plenty of moss around here. Now let's run through the ID features of this, because as I said, it is a very good edible, and along with the snowy, it's the only other member of the waxcap group that I pick for edibility purposes. The rest of them I tend to leave behind because their habitat's shrinking and a lot of them are getting rarer. And whenever you find waxcaps, you're always going to find the Meadow waxcap, because the rest of the group are much more susceptible to fertilizers and other chemicals that are used in farming and agricultural processes, and they get killed off by those fertilizers and obviously other chemicals. So a lot of them are just getting rarer. The Meadow waxcap though is a little bit more hardy. It's actually been siphoned off into a different genus now. So instead of being hygroscibe, it's now Cuphophyllus, and it seems to be a little bit more hardy towards chemicals that are used, which means that it's much more frequent and widespread, and it's the best edible in the family anyway, so go for this one. Let's have a look now, Attila. We've got our little button you saw. We've got this little cluster that I feel are just a tiny bit too young for me to pick. I could pick that one, but I'd not be able to get it out the ground without this one coming with it, so I'll leave those behind. And then we've got all these, which are a stage that I think is okay for us to harvest. Now note the orange cap, the slightly lighter orange and decurrent gills, and the even slightly lighter orange stem, and that will run through all stages of growth. You quite often get this large solid sort of center to the caps with your Meadow waxcaps. This one has started to open up. It's not quite as big as that one would have been, but you can still see all those features very, very clearly. What you will see is that as they start to mature, the cap becomes a bit lighter. And through to here, this is a lovely example. You can see those gills are getting paler orange and the cap is getting paler still. This one here has been a bit smashed up, but it shows that the caps can grow in a very irregular way. Look at this, that one looks like it's wearing some sort of Mexican hat. This one's a lot more irregular. And then we've got our two biggest ones here. This one is in such fantastic condition. You should just about be able to pick up those transverse gills, the gills that go horizontally, or the raised up structures that go horizontally between those very widely spaced and still orange gills. Slightly paler cap, and this one that has become, or it's getting towards being almost white, and they will go almost white all over. Look at those transverse gills there. I do hope the camera can pick them up, maybe around that side. Now this is a very common mushroom and a really good edible. Just use it in the same way as you would use any other mushroom. There's nothing different about the way that I use this mushroom to any others. It's just a very prolific and very, very tasty edible. I did say that they'll go through almost to white. Now I don't pick them when they're white. Not because of any toxicity or anything like that, but because there is a very rare variant of this mushroom, the Cuphophyllus pratensis var pallida, or the pale meadow waxcap, which is white all over, and that one is rare. So when they get through to white, I know they're quite old anyway, and I just don't pick them. One little bonus about these mushrooms, because of the time of year that they come up, they're almost never maggoty. A little bit of a bonus for us foragers. Anyway, this is a lovely little selection of mushrooms that will be joining a few others in the basket right there. And me and Attila will have a bit of a mushroom feast later on. Anyway, if you want to find out more, go to wildfooduk.com.